Hello, welcome to Jennifer's Magical Book Club. Today I'm here to read a novel which is called Paperboy. I'm going to continue from page 137, so I'm going to start. I didn't slow down until the corner of Irate's alley. My side was hurting and I thought my breakfast might come up. I leaned against a fence to get my breath and tried to calm down. Irate's shed was about 3 houses from the corner of the alley. I picked around a fence to see if the bags were still there on the ground. All the garbage cans in the alley had been moved around since the day before. The bags were gone. I eased forward for a closer look. Nothing. When I got back home and told Ma'am that somebody must have taken the bags, she asked first thing if I had seen Irate hanging around where I had left them. I shook my head, too hurt and too quick. Ma'am gave me that extra long look of hers, but I knew better than to open my mouth about anything else. I would have to ask Rat's mother if I could borrow the extra bags that Rat kept at his house. Losing the bags was not a good way to start my last week on the route. Knowing that Irate had something else that belonged to me stuck in my mind, and it would be the devil to get it unstuck. That Sunday afternoon, I figured that reading might help me stop thinking about Irate, so I got my Babe Ruth book and went to the back patio. I got more interested in the book after reading that Babe Ruth started out as a pitcher instead of a right fielder. As I turned a page, the long-legged spider climbed on the arm of the wicker chair and then onto my book. I watched it to its herky-jerky crawl all the way across my open book and then onto the other arm of the chair. I had gone with Rat to his grandparents' farm last summer, where his cousins showed us how to play a game with the granddaddy spiders we always found in the hayloft. The cousins would pick up a spider by one of its legs and ask, Granddaddy, which way did the cows go? If it pointed with one of its legs, they would put it down and let it walk away. If it didn't point, they would smush it in their hands. I never played the game with them because I knew I could never say 2 granddaddies in a row and at the right time. Rat's cousins thought I was just afraid of spiders. I picked up the granddaddy long legs from the arm of the chair and walked over and put it on one of my mother's rose bushes. I liked the funny-looking spiders, and I was glad I had never smushed one, even though it made Rat's cousin think I was a sissy. I made sure I busted Rat's cousin with a dirt clod every chance I got. When I went back to reading my book, a word in the middle of a paragraph almost jumped off the page at me. Unknown. I had seen that word on my birth certificate, and I wasn't sure what it all meant, but I knew I was going to have a change up my way of thinking about the men who thought I was my father. I ran back over to the rose bush to try to find the spider. I was going to pick it up and whisper as fast as I could, Granddaddy, which way did my father go? I wouldn't have smushed the spider, no matter if it pointed or not, but the spider was long gone. The only time on Sunday I could get my mind to be still was when Ma'am and I were at her chore practice that night. Somebody had hurt Ma'am, and she had been quiet and moving slow all week, but she was smiling when she sang with her chore about angels and wings and about going to heaven. Seeing Ma'am happy always set me into a calmer way of thinking. I sat out on the wooden benches so I could watch Ma'am. She mostly kept her eye on the man who was leading the chore, but she smiled every time she looked over at me, and I gave her a back good smile. I thought about how Ma'am never got to go on trips to do anything special because she was always taking care of me and cleaning my parents' house and washing clothes and sewing on buttons. When she did get to leave for a few days, she came back with her face all busted up. On the ride home on the bus, I tried to trick Ma'am into telling me who hit her by asking if it was a sin to get mad at somebody because they had hurt you. All she would allow is how vengeful hurt didn't do anybody any good. Another question I had been wanting to ask Ma'am came to me. I knew part of the answer, but it didn't make any sense. Why did I make you write in the back of the bus? We can write up front if you're wanting to. I knew the bus driver would let Ma'am write in the front as long as I was with her, but that sounded even more stupid. I like to write in back, but the rules don't make sense. Rules is rules. Don't mean they don't need changing, but best to abide by them till they is changed. I know a kid is supposed to respect grown-ups who makes the rules and also respect God who knows how everything is supposed to work, but I couldn't get over the feelings that neither one of them was doing a very good job. Thinking about somebody hurting Ma'am and then remembering all the stupid rules that Ma'am had to live by just because of her color made going to sleep a hard job. I guess I had a vengeful hurt because I could feel it busting like when the stuffing came out of an old baseball. I put my pillow on top of me to give it a hug, but that trick didn't work anymore. So I'm done till chapter 11. I hope you enjoyed and have a nice day. See you soon. Bye. Have a nice day.